Welcome back to a brand new video here on Max Talks Movies, and we're talking about the Book of Boba Fett episode 7, season 1 finale here on Disney Plus. My name is Matt Sinenberg. I love to talk about movies, TV shows, and box office way too much. So I hope you guys can please subscribe and ring the bell if you're new to the channel. I've already broken down the previous 6 episodes individually. So at the end of the video, you'll see a playlist pop up. Please click that. You'll see my other TV show reviews from this year, including Euphoria and Ozark as well. So please subscribe, ring the bell. More videos I'll announce at the end of the video. Comment down below. What were your thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett? Do you believe that Book of Boba Fett deserves a season 2? And what are your thoughts on Mandalorian season 3? Like the video, the thumbs up button, and let's talk this episode. So I think for me, the last 2 weeks, especially last week, was a very special Star Wars. The episode 5, not super special, but still it was a great Mando episode. And then 6 just hit me in the heartstrings. I got emotional multiple times, had chills the whole episode. So I knew that we were going back, obviously, to finish off the Boba Fett storyline. And you can kind of feel in this episode that they really did only have like 5 episodes of actual story, and they needed to do those Mando episodes because you can tell this Boba story wasn't too deep. It really was just the Pikes are trying to take over Tatooine. We got no Crimson Dawn in this episode. No Luke, no any of the new characters, no new characters introduced, just the ones we know. So this is, I think, what for people who did not like the last 2 episodes and just want a Boba Fett mixed in with Mando show, I believe that you got what you wanted in this episode. If you're the people who've been complaining about the last 2 weeks and still complain about this episode, then nothing about the show will do it for you, because I thought the best aspect of the show, of the episode, is that it did a good job balancing both Boba Fett and Din, and it did feel like Boba was the main character of the episode. So that's definitely a positive that I had compared to the last, even though the last 2 are very special and way better than the first 4, still is an issue. So let's break down the episode. So they begin the episode, they're like trapped, they're back in the cantina that the Pikes blew up. And Cad Bane already has a quick confrontation with Boba, which was, if you're a Clone Wars fan or just a Star Wars fan, you know this meeting had to happen in the series, because in the unfinished episode of Clone Wars, you see Bane and him go into a duel. And Bane, and see, if you see that, you actually can see in this picture, the dent on Boba's helmet is from Cad Bane's shot in that unfinished Clone Wars episode. So you knew they were going to meet. They were clearly know each other based on there. And Cad Bane had a conversation with the Pikes, but the Pikes were basically like, we're the ones who actually killed the Tuskens, not the Nikto riders who we blamed for it. And Boba does not know that. And Cad Bane thinks, well, that's how I'm going to get him out of whatever. So he brings that up, and Fennec kind of talks down Boba, because Boba was all on emotion. And Fennec's like, let's regroup. We're outnumbered. Can't just fight him right now. So they fight for another day. They split up. Chrysanthemum goes in one area, the mods go in another area, and Fennec goes somewhere else, and and Boba and Mando stay back as well. So, and what happens is the people that Boba told to basically stay neutral all turned on the city, on the planet. So it was all like a trap. Each place was getting attacked. And then out of nowhere, here comes the Freetown people. They come into it. Really nice. And now one of the people did say that Cobb was dead, even though he clearly saw in the post-credit scene Cobb is not going to be dead. But you're like, wow, Cobb's actually dead. So Mando and Boba fighting together was still amazing to watch. I mean, they were amazing together when they both jetpacked up and were teaming up together. And also the line before they go out and fight, where Mando's like, and Boba's like, go get out of here. We're not going to win this. We're going to die. And Mando's like, I gave you my word, and this is, against my culture to not basically go through with this. And Boba's like, one last chance to go. He said, I'm staying with you. And he said, this is the way. Amazing scene there from dialogue point of view. So Mando and Boba fighting, they basically, with the help of with everyone, basically the Freetown people and Boba's people, all basically get rid of the Pikes. And then the 2 very similar droids to like the battle droids in a Phantom Menace kind of come back, where we have like the ray shield over them, protecting them. So even Mando tries to get breakthrough. If the Darksaber doesn't work, nothing's helping. And as Mando's trying to distract them so Boba Fett can have time to go back to the palace, Also earlier in the episode, sorry, R2 with the X-Wing flies in and we see, oh, is it Luke in the X-Wing? It's just Grogu, and R2 clearly flew the X-Wing there. And we see that Grogu is wearing the chainmail. So Amy Sedaris is there and she's on her way to take it to Mando. And then once Mando's leaving, Amy Sedaris comes like, oh my God, we were looking for you. Mando's like, what are you guys doing here? Like, move. And what happens is that Mando then has to get on top of the vehicle that Amy Sedaris is on. And she's like, oh, look who's here. And it's Grogu. And Mando's like, what? You're here? I didn't think I would see you again. And then Grogu like very cutely jumps at Mando for a hug. It was a really cute scene, of course, for Grogu. And then Mando sees like, oh, you're wearing the shirt. They gave you the shirt. And then he's like, oh, we're kind of in a pickle right now. And then the whole vehicle flips over. Mando catches Grogu. And then one of the bigger parts of the episode is that Boba rides the Rancor, which you knew would definitely happen. They set it up in episode 3, I believe, with Danny Trejo's character. And we knew Boba eventually would be on the Rancor. Amazing visual effects CGI with the Rancor. Some of the kills that the Rancor has, where one time the Rancor just pulled up a pike, threw it up, and Boba shot him, and then he chucked him. That was amazing. Just having him just chuck people or eat people was really great to see. Grogu saved Mando at the end with the Rancor, where basically the Rancor destroys Mando after the mods basically pissed them off, and Mando is about to be dead, and then Grogu saves it by like making it fall asleep, and then Grogu falls asleep on the Rancor. So it was very cute. We basically end the episode with Boba now running Tatooine, but basically saying like, I mean, should we, when he was talking to Fennec, he's like, should we be the people who are running it? And then the mods and Chrysanthemum come up, was like, oh my God, is he about to hand this over to the mods? And it's just like a fun bit with Chrysanthemum eating like a fruit or something. And then we go up and hear the Mandalorian music. Mando's in his ship, and obviously where the droid is supposed to be, Grogu is, and Grogu keeps tapping on the door. He's like, and Mando's like, all right, we're gonna do this. And they go super fast. Grogu screams, and then that's the end of the show. Sets up back Mando and Grogu back together heading into Mandalorian season 3, which should be coming out, I believe, either the end of this year or the end of next year. I think one of the two, if I'm not mistaken. I know they started shooting it and then they had to slow down due to COVID. So I don't know where they are with the shooting, but in the post-credit scene, we thought that Chrysanthemum would be the one in the tank, in the back of the tank, because that's what Boba said earlier, but it's actually Cobb Vanth, who's getting worked on by the same person who worked on Fennec in the flashback in episode 4. So overall, I didn't love this episode. I thought it was a solid episode. The show just didn't do it for me all the way. Again, the 2 Mando, as you could say, heavy episodes were really fantastic, really well directed. I do feel like because Robert Rodriguez is not just an executive producer, but directed 3 of the episodes, including this, I personally like the mods as characters, but the looks of the mods just don't blend well with Tatooine. And sometimes the mods are so cheesy, like even one of them, their one way they kill was like do a spin move and a gunshot. It just felt very Spy Kids to me. And I grew up with Spy Kids. I love Robert Rodriguez, but it just didn't fit Star Wars. And some of the dialogue that they have and the look of like of their vehicles just all didn't work for me. And as I said, I just wish Boba was seen more as and also probably missed, Boba also kills, in quotations, Cad Bane. And they have the big duel off. And it looks like Boba killed Cad Bane. I really hope not. I want to see more Cad Bane live action in Star Wars. They showed a picture, a shot of over him. You can't really tell because his eyes are still open. So I'm really hoping Cad Bane will stay alive. But I mean, Boba gets his revenge on Cad Bane, who was, every scene Boba had of Cad Bane was probably the best Boba scenes in the entire show. I just wish Boba seemed more like a leader. It just felt like Fennec was making all of the decisions for Boba, and Boba never seemed like the true leader of Tatooine. So, but overall, I had a good time watching Star Wars. I'm very excited that Obi-Wan will be coming out in May, probably May the 4th. And hopefully we get a Super Bowl trailer next week, this Sunday for Obi-Wan. I really can't wait I'll be back in May to break down every single episode of Obi-Wan. I've been really happy on the 7-week journey watching the Book of Boba Fett. It's a really solid, it's a fine to good show for me. It doesn't nearly even touch the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. I even prefer Clone Wars and Rebels over Book of Boba Fett, but I really did. I was fun seeing them, and we got one of my favorite Star Wars things in 15 years with the episode 6. So I'm grateful that the show happened. I love watching live action Star Wars, but I am definitely dying for the next big thing, and that is Obi-Wan in May. So that's my thoughts on this final episode of Book of Boba Fett. Like the video, subscribe, click that playlist. You can see my other 6 reviews, and I'll see you soon.